So this little boy is seeing her ghost, communicating with it, saying she's right over there. She needs our help. Oh, I have chills. A woman goes missing while hiking a remote area, and the sightings of her become increasingly strange. It's scary how many people have mysteriously disappeared in national parks. But there is something so haunting about Sandra Hughes' disappearance, and you're gonna find out why. A mysterious case with a paranormal twist. This is Avery After Dark. I'm your host, Avery Ross. Let's get right into it. Sandra Hughes was 54 years old, and she loved the outdoors. In 2020, she moved from Hawaii to California, where she was going to spend her time exploring. She was so excited for this upcoming trip she had planned, the very trip she vanished on. June 26, Sandra told her family she was planning a solo camping trip deep in the Sierra National Forest. She called herself a survivalist, confident in her ability to navigate the forest alone. She had done this countless times, so her family thought this would be like any of her other trips. Exciting, but not dangerous. She had been married twice, both ended in divorce. She had no children. She lived for moments like these. Away from the world, alone with the trees. She was careful, meticulous even. July 2nd, it was clear that something horrible had happened to Sandra. Hikers stumbled upon her abandoned campsite deep in the forest, and what they saw was chilling. Park officials get to the campsite, and they're shocked. Sandra's camp was completely destroyed. Her belongings were scattered as if something violent had occurred. Her ID was found, confirming that this was her campsite. But the rest of the scene was just wrong. Sandra was known for being neat and organized. Her tent would be perfectly pitched, her gear carefully arranged, but this was chaos. Family said, she's trained in outdoor survival. She would never leave her campsite a mess. Even a piece of litter on the ground would bother her. Everything was tossed around. The scene suggested a struggle, and yet there was no sign of Sandra. Police were called. Her family feared the worst. Where was she? Was she injured? Or was something even more sinister happening in the remote woods? The first reported sighting of Sandra came on July 4th. Near the Chiquita Pass trailhead, Yosemite National Park officials said a woman matching Sandra's description had been seen. Witnesses tried to help her, but she refused. She seemed distressed, confused. People are asking her, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And she's just kind of in this daze, disconnected, almost detached from reality. Then, July 5th, a silver Saab belonging to Sandra was found in a ravine near Chiquita Creek. The car had crashed into a tree. Officials believed it had been a slow-speed collision, enough to stop the car but not severely injure her. Then, after the crash, witnesses said she walked into the woods, alone, and then vanished. Later, they found something belonging to Sandra, her sleeping bag, found off-trail about 2.5 miles north of the car. Every detail suggested she was alive and in desperate need of help. Other witnesses, campers, unaware she was missing, reported seeing her wandering barefoot, her face bruised. The search escalated. A California National Guard Black Hawk helicopter combed the forest from above while search teams with trained canines scoured the area on the ground. But Sandra was nowhere to be found. When approached, she didn't speak, didn't respond. She was in some kind of fog, just drifting through the forest. Then came August 9th. 2 hunters reported seeing a woman leaning against a tree near Beesore Road, still in the Chiquita Creek area. She didn't wave, didn't call out, she simply stood there. Witnesses described her as thinner, almost ghost-like, alone in the wilderness for over a month, without food, without help. Fear set in. What could have happened to her? Then, nature itself seemed to conspire against the search. A forest fire swept through the area. Investigators were calming, destroying evidence, and making it impossible to continue. And for nearly a year, Sandra vanished completely. And then the next summer, the case took a haunting turn. A couple, Jake and Victoria, took their family on a 4-wheeler trip to Shut-Eye Peak. They stopped for lunch in a meadow. Their 3-year-old son, Caden, began speaking to someone. "Yeah, there's a lady over there," he said, "in the meadow. She needs our help, but she's dead. She's lying face down with her legs up. She can't talk to me, but she's there. We need to help her." Victoria is spooked by this, and she begins asking him questions. Caden described the woman. Blue hair, black shirt, jeans. He insisted, "Trust me, Mom, we need to help her." So this little boy is seeing her ghost, communicating with it, saying she's right over there. She needs our help. Oh, I have chills. Jake and Victoria never saw anything, but Caden's insistence, the precision of his description, was haunting. Later, Victoria took to Facebook, asking if there was anyone missing in this area matching this description, and they confirmed it matched Sandra Hughes. Caden even identified her correctly in 3 out of 4 photos. 2 sheriff deputies investigated this haunting. No new evidence was found, and Sandra remains missing. Could Caden have seen her? Many believe he saw the ghost of Sandra, trapped, wandering, desperate for help. A woman lost in the wilderness, seen by multiple people, sometimes in distress, sometimes distant. A little boy sees her ghostly form exactly where she might have been, and accurately describes her down to the smallest details. What do you make of Caden's sighting? Do you believe that this was Sandra? Is there foul play involved here? I gotta know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. What happened in that forest? It's hard to imagine that Sandra would have destroyed her campsite herself, someone known to be so neat and orderly. Was someone else involved? But if so, why did she refuse help when first seen? Did she survive and vanish into the wilderness? Or is this truly a haunting, her spirit lingering, trying to communicate from beyond? I hope Sandra is found for her and her family's sake. These kinds of mysteries really stop you in your tracks. You don't know what to think, but you put your detective hats on and you really impressed me. Next episode, I've got so much more mystery coming your way. Until then, check out these videos. You could pick that one. Ooh, so scary. Or that one. Ooh, so eerie. Which one are you gonna pick?